drop me altogether now that the experiment is over, Colonel Pickering?
No, you mustn't think of it as an experiment. It shocks me somehow.
Oh, I'm only a squashed cabbage leaf.
No.
But I owe so much to you that I should be very unhappy if you forgot me.
That's very kind of you to say so, Miss Doolittle.
It's not because you paid for my dresses. I know you are generous to everybody with money. But I owe so much to you. And it was from you that I learned really nice manners. That's what makes one a lady, isn't it? You see, it was so very difficult for me with the example of Professor Higgins always before me. I was brought up to be just like him, unable to control myself and using bad language on the slightest provocation. I should never have known that ladies and gentlemen didn't behave like that if you hadn't been there.
Well, that's only his way, you know. He doesn't mean it.
Oh, I didn't mean it either when I was a flower girl. It was only my way. But you see, I did it. And that is what makes the difference after all.
No doubt, but still, he taught you to speak, and I couldn't have done that, you know.
Of course, that is his profession.
Damnation!
It was just like learning to dance in a fashionable way. There was nothing more than that in it. But do you know what began my real education?
What?
Your calling me Miss Doolittle that day when I first came to Wimpole Street. That was the beginning of self-respect for me. There were 100 little things that you never noticed, because they came naturally to you. Things about standing up, taking off your hat.
Oh, that was the thing.
Yes. Things that showed you thought and felt about me as if I was something better than a scullery maid. Though, of course, I know you'd have been just the same to a scullery maid had she been let in the drawing room. You never took off your boots in the dining room when I was there.
Oh, that's just Higgins' way, you know. He leaves his boots all over the place.
Oh, I know. I am not blaming him. It is his way. But it made such a difference to me that you didn't do it. You see, really and truly, apart from the things anyone can pick up, the dressing, the proper way of speaking, and so on, the difference between a lady and a flower girl is not how she behaves, but how she's treated. I shall always be a flower girl to Professor Higgins because he always treats me as a flower girl, and always will. But I know I can be a lady to you because you always treat me as a lady, and always will.
Please don't grind your teeth, Henry.
That's really very nice of you, Miss Doolittle.
I should like you to call me Eliza now, if you would.
Thank you, of course, Eliza.
And I should like Professor Higgins to call me Miss Doolittle.
I'll see you damned first.
Henry!
Why don't you slang back at him? Don't stand him. It'll do him a lot of good.
I can't. I could have done it once, but no longer. When I was wandering about last night, a girl spoke to me, and I tried to get back into the old way with her, but it was no use. You told me, you know, that when a child is brought to a foreign country, it picks up the language in a few weeks and forgets its own. Well, I am a child in your country, and I have forgotten my own language and can speak nothing but yours. That's the real break-off what the corner of Tottenham Court Road. Leaving Wimpole Street finishes it.
What? You'll come back to Wimpole Street, won't you? You'll forgive Higgins.
Forgive? Will she, by George? Let her go. Let her see how she can get on without us. I tell you, she will relapse into the gutter in 3 weeks without me at her elbow.
He's incorrigible, Eliza. You won't relapse, will you?
No, not now. Never again. I don't believe I could utter one of the old sounds again if I tried.
Ah! Just so! Ow! 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 Victory! Victory!
Well, can you blame the girl? Don't look at me like that, Liza. I've come into some money.
You must have touched a millionaire this time, Dad.
I have. But I'm dressed something special today. I'm going to St. George's, Hanover Square. Your stepmother's going to marry me.
You're going to let yourself down to marry that low common woman?
He ought to, Eliza. Why has she changed her mind?
Intimidated, Gov. Intimidated. Middle-class morality claims its victim. Won't you put on your hat and come and see me turned off?
The Colonel says I must. I demean myself and get insulted for my pains like enough.
Don't be afraid. She don't come to words with anyone now, poor woman. Respectability broke all the spirit out of her.
Be kind to them, Eliza. Make the best of it.
Very well. I'll be back in a moment.
I feel uncommonly nervous about the ceremony, Colonel. And I wish you'd come and see me put through it.
But why, man? You've been through it before. You were married to Eliza's mother.
Who told you that, Colonel?
Nobody told me, but I concluded naturally.
No! Colonel, that's not the natural way. That's the middle class way. My way was always the undeserving way. But don't tell Eliza she don't know. I always had a delicacy about telling her.
Quite right. I'll leave it so if you don't mind.
Now you'll come through and see me put through straight?
With pleasure. As far as the bachelor can.
May I come too, Mr. Doolittle? I would be so sorry to miss your wedding.
I should indeed be honoured by your condescension, madam. And me poor old woman would take it as a tremendous compliment. She's been very low thinking of the happy days that he's no more. Oh.
Then I shall go, order the carriage, and get ready. I shan't be more than 15 minutes. Eliza, I'm going to the church to see your father married. You can go in the brougham with me. Colonel Pickering can go on with the bridegroom.
Bride, groom. What word. Makes a man realise his position somehow.
Before I go, Eliza, do forgive him and come back to us.
I don't think Papa would allow me. Would you, Dad?
They played you off very cunning, they did, them two sportsmen. If there had been only one of them, you could have nailed him. But you see, there was two. And one chaperoned the other, as you might say. It was artful cunning of you, Colonel, but I bear no malice. I should have done the same myself. I've been the victim of one woman after another all me life. And I don't grudge you getting the better of lies or shat in a fear. Well, it's time for us to go, Colonel. So long, Henry. See you at the church, Eliza.